So I want to ask each of you a question. Have you ever actually looked at the back of your bottle of laundry detergent? The truth is that even if you had, it wouldn't have mattered. And why? Because there aren't any ingredients listed. There's actually a laundry list, no pun intended, of harmful chemicals that are not listed from the manufacturers. These chemicals you see up here are actually banned all throughout Europe, but are legal to use in our laundry detergents here in the United States of America. But once you realize this, and if you're an individual with sensitive skin, a mom or someone that care about the chemicals they put on their body, what's the alternative? The alternatives is different things like 1,4-dioxane, which is considered carcinogenic by the US Department of Health and Human Services, and surfactants, which is actually found to disrupt normal hormone function according to the Association of Occupational Clinics. These chemicals are in our cleaners today, and they are being put on our families, our homes, and in the beds we sleep in. But what's the alternative when you realize this is actually a big problem in the industry? It's green cleaners. But the problem is that green cleaners simply don't address the market needs that we have today as millennials. When you ask a millennial, what do you think of a green cleaner, you're going to get this answer. They're not effective, they're hard to find, and they're simply not convenient. The truth is that green cleaners don't look good. They don't clean our clothes well, and they simply don't address our brand that we want today in consumer packaged good. And that's why we started the company CleanCult. CleanCult delivers effective and non-toxic cleaners delivered directly to your door so that you can feel clean and not chemicals. We have a high efficacy rating, and we're rated at a 94 points on a scale of 100 from Sterling Research Laboratory. Our power is in our pods. And how does this work? It's really easy. All you have to do is go onto our website, cleancult.com, and order one of our laundry plans. Get it shipped every month, bi-monthly, or quarterly. Each of the pods you see in there are entirely hypoallergenic, are septic tank safe, and are free of all the chemicals that you saw on that first page. We also use 100% transparent ingredients, and would like to say that our packaging is actually something that millennials want and would like to use. We are reinventing the way that they use green cleaning. And no longer do you have to go to the farmer's market to find your favorite green cleaner. All you have to do is sign up for a subscription and get it delivered directly to your door monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly. They're also made in the USA and have a high rinse efficacy in comparison with their competitors like Tide, Gain, and laundry products like that. And if you're a sensitive skin person, or if you're a mom with babies and you have your laundry detergent sitting in your clothes day after day, know that that does matter, and it is affecting people in the market today. We're also applying to be a B Corporation, and we believe in social responsibility to the core of our company. For each pouch of laundry detergent that we sell, we take out the chemicals that you saw on our first slide. Moreover, we are taking out the chemical phosphate from our waste systems. Phosphate is one of the leading causes of deoxygenation in our water streams because it increases the algae bloom all over the United States of America. So where are we now? And where have we gone with this packaging? Excitingly, we launched last July, and have had over 600 subscribers and over $55,000 in revenue through our systems. Not just that, but we've used extremely exciting growth channels that are incredibly scalable. We've sponsored influencers, including YouTube influencers, bloggers, and different Twitter influencers. And we've also done affiliate programs. And just this week, we are onboarding our first yoga instructors and our first healthcare professionals that can directly target our customers, the millennials. And the beauty is that when we have someone who believes in our product, they make other people believe too. Our target goal is that by August, this August, we're going to have 1,000 recurring subscribers, which means an annual recurring revenue of over $120,000. And in May of 2018, we want to hit 5,000. That's assuming a weekly growth of anywhere from 5 to 10%, which is achievable with the current model we've put together in terms of influencer marketing and affiliates. We're in the model that works. We have a product that works. And we have a brand that millennials love. The best part is that over 90% of millennials say that they're willing to go green, but the truth is they just haven't yet. And moreover, over 72% said that they're willing to pay more for brands that actively support social responsibility. We're a conscious generation, But the truth is that we're just not willing to compromise for a product that just sells its environmental sustainability. He has to have the entire picture. And what would we do with the money if you so kindly would give it to us? It's half for manufacturing, because we're running our new packaging. We first launched with this box you see right here. Now, we've launched to an even more beautiful pouch that you see up there that has a longer shelf life, is used, and is a better opening experience for our customers. And half would be used to sponsor the influencers that we talked about previously, because now we've moved away from simple reviews and sending them to them. Now we need to sponsor some Tier 3 and Tier 2 influencers who really have a larger user base, and then we can get even more followers. The market size amongst green cleaners for ages 18 to 34 is roughly 350 million, and it's growing at 5 to 7% annually. This also compounded with more and more millennials caring about what they put on their skin, more and more people caring about what we put into the environment, makes for an explosive industry with a lot of potential for different growth. And how do we position ourselves in the competitive landscape today? You see non-toxic and toxic. We're not as effective as Tide, but where we are is we're more effective than 7th generation and different green cleaners. We're not trying to compete against the Tides of the world. We're trying to be stronger than green brands and not toxic like conventional brands. This puts us in an entirely separate category as non-toxic and effective, and differentiates us amongst the market. But does this model actually make sense at a large scale? Well, excitingly, yes. Dollar Shave Club, a subscription box company for razors, recently sold to Unilever for over $1 billion. And P&G, the maker of Tide, just last July launched their P&G Laundry Pod subscription. The model is proven, the market is there, and we are really poised to execute on this market. And we started this only just 1 year ago in March 2016. We partnered with a lab and manufacturer in California with a belief and drive to create an effective and non-toxic cleaner. We then were featured on the Boston Business Journals, on Bustino, and started to launch on Kickstarter. After a successful Kickstarter, we got over 300 subscribers, and then were picked up by the Boston Globe. And just this January, because people love what we were trying to do and redefine this industry, we got a TEDx talk in Vail, Colorado, and did that this January. Moreover, now we are poised to take advantage of PR all around the country as we're gaining more and more momentum to really solve the problems in this industry. But who makes up the team? It's myself, CEO and co-founder, my partner, Zachary Bedrosian, that does everything technical, website. If you guys want to check out the website later, let me know. And also our CMO, Kat George, who recently left the company to work full-time with us. We also have a board of advisors that actually help this company run. Rich Palmer helps us understand the actual chemical science behind this product. We have Dan Marks, who used to be the head of marketing at Talbot's. We also have Cindy Berg, who helped us understand what packaging really works for the millennial generation. We have the team to build a business that is scalable and has a potential to really grow here. So I hope that you can all feel clean and not chemicals. And maybe even, if we give you a discount code at the end of this, join the Clean Club. Thank you so much.
Great job.
Thank you.
Can you talk about the sourcing a little bit and margins?
Yeah, so right now we source all of our raw materials from the USA. We manufacture in California. We have very small margins right now, just because everything's made domestically. So on this box, this costs roughly $5.50 to make. Our shipping is about $4 right now when we go through USPS. So that leaves us with about $2 on margin right now. But if we get our unit and our margins up, basically that we fix that problem. So right now it's just the scale, is that when we order all these raw materials at our scale, it's incredibly expensive. So we're barely making anything. But if we get 10,000, 100,000 subscribers, then we essentially solve that problem. Yeah.
I like it. You buy the pod and then you pack it into the box by hand. How is it getting? How does it get here? How does it get formulated? What's the minimum run? And I can't understand how you can do this in a minimum run environment. I mean, how does it get packaged?
Yeah. So basically, we have. the powder and all the raw materials in our ingredient list is listed. We have a California manufacturer who sends that into a co-packer in Arkansas. He then takes that and order from the Tide film supplier at Monosol. And they actually have fairly low order quantity because they don't work with just laundry film. They work with anything from protein powder to spice films. It's any water film, like soluble film you see on the market. So then they're both ordered there, and we run it on a rotary drum machine. And basically, we need such a big, so our last manufacturing run took all the money from our Kickstarter, a little angel run took everything. So that's why we need so much for the next run, because it's about $40,000 to $50,000 per manufacturing run. We then run manufacturing in New York. We send all of those things, so the completed water-soluble films, then to New York. We send the boxes to New York. We have a co-packer that basically, it's a pick and pack person. So then they put everything together. They take the shipping label off of Shippo, and then they ship it directly to our consumer. So right now we have, again, 5 to 15% margins on that, but they get better the more scale we have.
And how about the formulation of the product?
Yeah, so we worked with a lab in California. It's called Sterling Research Laboratories and Matty Britt Products. And they basically helped us manufacture this. So this formulation isn't actually proprietary entirely. It's been on the market sort of here and there. But what we're doing is essentially branding it for a millennial generation. So it's less so like the problem in the industry is actually a product problem. So there's some green cleaners that are extremely effective. It's a marketing problem. The problem is that these green cleaners haven't effectively marketed their value proposition. It's that they're selling how environmentally friendly they are when they should be selling how effective they are in the industry. So we basically partnered with them to saying, we love your formula. Can you make a couple changes and work with us? And they said yes, and they took a shot.
And what's the conversion on the website?
Zach, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Conversion on the website? Sorry, he's more technical. I'm less.
We have around 300 to 400 active viewers a day, and we convert about 1 to 2% of them. So that gives us about 6 to 7 subscribers a day,
Yeah,
and
okay.
gives us around 30 subscribers a week actively.
And that's when you see the big problem. So the biggest problem we've had previously has been churn, is that with these boxes, there's about 5 to 10% churn per month, and that's why we launched the pouch, is because if people use this after 3 months, then the pods would get a little bit hard and then not basically dissolve very well. And basically that's because they're exposed to air. So the less airflow we have, then we have about a shelf life of 1 year to 2 years. So that's when you see the new packaging, but it's obviously a little bit more expensive. So then it takes a little bit more cost in manufacturing. Yeah.
Well, fantastic job.
Thank you.
And for my colleagues who don't know, maybe you could share your story about how you got here this morning or got here last night.
Yeah, so last night I took a flight into Orlando, and I'm coming from San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're an accelerator out there right now, so it's 5 months, 50 companies. But we got on the flight, and it was delayed, so I missed my layover. And all the flights were already booked up to come here today. So about 9 p.m. last night, I rented a car in Orlando and then drove all night and got here about, 7 a.m. So didn't sleep much. And then him too, what are the odds? His flight.
My flight in Boston was delayed, and then I missed my layover in Washington, so I took a 3 a.m. flight back here to
So both mechanical failures, but we're
Yeah,
here. No product failure.
It wasn't going to stop us.
Yeah, so it's been a ride for sure.
Can you talk a little bit about the product roadmap and
Yeah.
any other extensions you guys are considering?
So it's a great question you asked. So basically, this is a good product now. We think we can gain 1 to 5,000 products or subscribers in the next year to 2 years. What's really exciting is when we add both, it's 5 different products. It's hand bar soap, hand foaming soap, shampoo, air freshener, and all-purpose cleaner, and then dish soap. And if we added that is a suite of products with a much better value proposition, and it hasn't been seen necessarily on the market. That covers all of your household needs. That's perfect for millennials living in the city. It's less big, so basically, rather than have to buy in bulk each time, you can get it delivered directly to your door. So we don't have the resources right now to do that, but that's our goal once we hit 5,000 subscribers, essentially to cross-sell, and then basically add a whole new 5 to 6 more products to our box. So yeah, thanks for asking.
No, of course. And P&G,
Yeah.
Any idea how successful that rollout has been?
I don't. They don't share that any publicly. So I know, basically, I'm not sure if you're familiar. It sounds like you're familiar with Dollar Shave Club. Also, Casper, have you heard of them? Yeah, so we're basically trying to be the Dollar Shave Club, Casper, Harry's of green cleaning. Is that each of these categories have come into it and not necessarily changed the product, but they've changed the marketing around the product. They've changed kind of the design. And they have like a little bit benefit to the product, but really what they've done is done a whole new marketing and reinvented the experience. Because when I'm using a green cleaner and I see a leaf on it, that instantaneously I think it's not going to work well. And I'm guessing you guys all do too. But that's an assumption, and that's not necessarily true. So the minute we introduce a new experience there, we are introducing a new mattress, just like Casper did, directly to your door, that convenience factor. New design, just like Harry did, going back to the simplicity and beautiful experience of a razor. And like that's what we want to do in green cleaning, is entirely reinvent the CPG category. Yeah.
Couple things. One, I worry about the bag. I like the bag, but 18 pods is not very many.
Yeah.
Even a small millennial family with 2 kids,
Yeah.
They're going to go through 18 pods and very quickly.
Yeah.
So, that's something you might want to think about.
That's a good point.
I've tried the green, clean type stuff, and like you said, I think they work about 75% effective as the other.
Yeah.
Some I can live with and some I can't.
Yeah.
But one thing I know just from listening to you, I do think you need to spend some time on your margins.
Yeah.
I'm worried that if you don't get the percentage of growth each week, which kind of sounds high to me,
Yeah.
on adding that new customer and sustainability of that customer. You were just talking about adding it, and
Yeah,
now
that's
you
right.
got to really think about keeping it, because if you add it and you don't keep it, you didn't have it,
Yeah.
type thing. So think about that, but I really think you got to fine-tune that, your margin. I think you got too many hands going through the process of from California to New York to pick and pack. If you really get to the volume, I think there's too much room for error there with too much. You just got to work on that margin.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
fair.
think that's probably the most important thing I see.
So our long-term goal, just to address it, one of the reasons we're part of an accelerator now in Puerto Rico is that Puerto Rico offers U.S. manufacturing. So if I'm making Puerto Rico, I can say I'm made in the USA. And it's way cheaper labor. And Puerto Rico used to be the home of 70% of the world's pharmaceutical manufacturing, and not many people know that. So our long-term goal, and we can't do this until over $1 million in revenue, basically just because of machinery costs, labor costs, everything, is to move all of our manufacturing to Puerto Rico. And when we did that, it would address those margins, but that's still, again, down the line, and raw materials are still expensive, but like, it's on our awareness, but it's just a little bit too far down the line to, yeah.
I appreciate your passion.
Yeah,
Just have to fine-tune it and stay with that.
yeah.
Your passion, but good presentation.
I agree with all that, and
Yeah.
most of the questions got answered. I also concur with the profit margin. It's hard to sustain on this thing at 20-something%, but a lot of handling as you grow. There's a lot of ways you can continue to take cost out of your system.
Yeah.
And you know, and I also like the bag because I get the quality. The box, it just doesn't cut it. It's the packaging.
Yeah.
It gets crushed. It doesn't look good in the laundry room. It's got problems with it. So I think your churn, you will help your churn on the new packaging. What stops P&G from deciding they want to get in this business?
Yeah, again, I think it's really a brand play. I know people don't talk about that a lot, is actually like defensible value. But we're not going to Amazon. We're building really loyal customers. We're building the clean cult, right? So part of our brand is that it's not the science behind it. It's honestly customer loyalty and building that community, building that brand. And the point is, if we have 100,000 subscribers, which is possible, right? That's a measurable amount. If we do that, then that is a real acquisition target, right? And it just makes sense for them if they took our brand and then scaled with it because it's a proven brand. So again, I think it's mostly brand.
So
Yeah.
that would be part of your long-term exit strategy. Maybe they would want to get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
P&G would honestly be probably the best partner right now because both Unilever, S.E. Johnson, and one other have all bought green cleaners right now. And basically P&G is the only one who's yet to join the market.
I like your brand. I like your packaging. Looks good. Y'all have done a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Yeah, and I appreciate the feedback too. Yeah.